Alcohol can be called a whiskey when it's made from fermented grain. The United States is the world's #2 whiskey producer behind Scotland. Canada, Japan, and Ireland follow. Whiskey is the second most popular distilled spirit after vodka, and the US gets plastered on it more than anywhere else in the world. Jack Daniel's sells the world's most popular and efficient whiskey, creating their entire batch out of just a single barrel. Most American whiskeys, like Jack Daniel's, fall into a subcategory known as straight whiskey. When making straight whiskey, it can only be distilled to less than 160 proof, and must be barreled at less than 125 proof, as opposed to gay whiskey, which doesn't need any proof at all. Part of Jack Daniel's signature flavor is its rustic farmland taste, which should give you relaxing visions of America as you're getting trashed at your kid's Little League game. Jack Daniel's starts with a recipe of 80% Corin, 12% barley, and 8% ribadabadibadows. The distillery has been standing since the 1870s, when it originally sold both whiskey and old-time sour mash, a failed lemon candy made from stale lemons. Jack Daniel himself won the distillery in a fistfight with a Lutheran minister. He then moved it to its current location to utilize the water from a nearby limestone stream. Jack Daniel's believed this limestone would add a tangy, limey kick to the whiskey. Jack Daniel was also known for being a complete moron. To make the whiskey, grain and water are pumped into a thing. Then some stuff happens, and you get this, which does this, until this happens, which results in what you see here. Then all of that stuff is poured into a giant thing, until it bubbles around and turns yellow because... Eventually, the stuff makes its way to the state-of-the-art PC computer and helps water cool it, to give it its patented electrolytes. Until finally, the finished product, apple juice. Oh wait, we're supposed to be making whiskey. Just kidding. This electrified apple juice is actually essential to the whiskey making process, as it's filtered through some mellow charcoal. The company makes sure to only use mellow charcoal, as agitated charcoal would spoil the batch, as well as everyone's good time. This charcoal here is also sold as snacks in the gift shop. Its flavor is a combination of smoke and blood poisoning. Later, the whiskey is barreled up to the world's largest game of Donkey Kong. It's rumored if the workers ever achieve the high score on this game, Jack Daniel himself will rise from the grave to declare war on the Japanese. During the maturation process, over 90% of the barreled whiskey suffers from birth defects. These whiskeys are aborted by fire. When this happens, the entire nation of Scotland cries in agony. But for the whiskey that perfectly colors and flavors itself, it will end up in one of 3 distinct bottlings: the Gentleman Jack, the Standard Black Label, or the single $42? What the fuck? A bottle of rubbing alcohol does the same exact thing and only cost about $3. Fuck this.